Just say the spate of polls that came out yesterday, Quinnipiac, our CNN polling, the Gallup poll indicators right now, the nervous campaign this morning is the Harris campaign. They're not where they need to be with young voters. They're not where they need to be with voters of color, working class voters. They're not achieving the margins that they need that Joe Biden was getting in 2020. And Trump's base is immovable. And right now, his administration and him personally are more popular than they have ever been.
So I think it's starting to happen, guys. And what I mean when I say that is, some of you may remember, I said this in some past videos, but I said, and this was a while back actually, but I said, expect the polls to lean in Kamala's favor, right? But then as we get closer to the election, post DNC, convention, post debate, all that, as we get closer, they're going to have to start telling the truth. And we're going to start seeing more and more polls that are going to actually reveal it's actually Trump that's in the lead. And I think that's what we're beginning to see. I don't think we're quite there yet, but we still have a little ways to go. We're about, 6 weeks out? Which, let's go, baby. It's go time. I'm excited. But you're starting to see a little bit of that start beginning to happen. And I want you guys to take a look at this. So, this brother right here said, don't believe the polls. The only polls that are credible are the private polls of the candidates. They guide candidates on where to go and what to do. VP Harris wants to debate Trump on CNN. This means her polls say she's losing. And I 1000% agree. I think Trump was onto something when he said, it's like a prize fighter. When they lose, they automatically want a rematch. If you're winning, you don't want a rematch, especially coming from someone who's been hiding from cameras and tough questions this entire time. Why does she all of a sudden now want to do a debate? Why didn't she agree to the Fox and the I believe it was NBC? Because Trump agreed to 3 originally. It was Fox, it was the ABC one, which we all saw that, and NBC. I believe those were the 3. She only agreed to 1. Now, all of a sudden, now she wants to do another debate. I think that tells you a lot about where she truly is and what her internal polling is actually saying. Because once again, the internal polling is completely different than the polls that we get to see, right? But even amongst the polls that we get to see, here are some of the top ones. In addition to private polls, there are a handful of independent polls with credibility. The top 4 are Atlas Intel, Trafalgar, Rasmussen, and Insider Advantage. You guys notice anything about all 4 of these? You want to know the interesting thing about all 4 of those? They all have Trump in the lead right now. Yeah. So the top 4 most accurate polls, and I talked about this previously, they all have Trump in the lead. The most accurate. And then you had this Quinnipiac poll that recently dropped, which Quinnipiac was was 8 points off in 2020. Way down here at the bottom, you see Quinnipiac. But now they have Trump in the lead. The most accurate was Atlas, Trafalgar, Wick, Insider Advantage, and Rasmussen. The ones that have released their polls up here, these top ones all have Trump in the lead. Now, why is that? It's because he's actually winning. When Scott Jennings at the beginning said Trump's base is immovable, he was right. We're not moving. We're not going anywhere. We're walking over broken glass, hellfire and brimstone to get to that voting booth. Doesn't matter. Come hell or high water, we are going to make sure that we cast our ballot for Trump. We're seeing it happen in some of these early numbers, which, once again, we still have to do our part. I can give you guys all of these fluffy numbers all day long, because let me tell you something, these numbers do look good. But if we sit back on our hands, these numbers will flip on their head instantly, because we still got a long way. Just because things look good now doesn't mean they'll always look good. Okay, I just want to make that clear for everybody. Quinnipiac, who had Biden by +8, I believe that was in that last 8. Now has Trump in the lead. I think this is spelling doom. And Also, that Quinnipiac poll came out and said that Trump is leading with Hispanics 52-44. They're panicking. And not only that, because I came across this as I was putting this thing together. And if this is true, which who knows, maybe it's not. I'll be completely honest. Maybe this isn't true. But if this is true, this is also one other, because I don't just look at the polls, right? And I've told you guys that in previous videos. But I look at the comment sections, right? When something big politically is posted, I look at the comment sections and what people are talking about. But then I also look outside of that. I look at, the street interviews, how many people are saying Trump versus how many people are saying Kamala, right? But then there's another layer to it, and it's stuff like this. Breaking. Mark Zuckerberg is reportedly now aligned with libertarian ideology and has hired a Republican strategist to repair his relationship with right-wing media and operatives after years of censorship. Now, I'll admit, maybe that's fake, but if that is real, I think that says a lot. And I'll tell you why. Obviously, Mark Zuckerberg is a very, 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 very wealthy individual. He has access to people and things that us regular folks will never have access to. So if he's doing that, what does that say? To me, it says he knows something that we don't know, or we think we know, right? To me, that says he knows that Trump is about to win. And if he doesn't get in line, if he doesn't, buy a toilet and a ruler and get his poop straight, he's going to go down for a long time for interference, right? Because Trump came out and said, hey, if you interfere in this election, you're going to prison. That's what that says to me. But maybe that's fake. But Trump going out and doing stuff like this, I think spells doom for the Kamala Harris campaign. Check it out.
Everywhere they say chef sushi is the best.
That's great. You want some anybody want anything? You want a little bit? Sushi. He's a good chef, I can see it. Let's walk this way.
Yeah, sure.
Let's walk this way.
Sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a nice store.
I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I've been to a few of your stores too. They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. Those are pretty good stores, aren't they?
They're pretty good stores.
No, this is great.
My kids love going to Trump Tower in New York. That's one of their favorite trips. Look, I'm trying to catch up to you. I got a couple machines.
Oh,
I'm
it's
trying to
pretty
catch
good. Yeah, you can open a little casino.
Yeah. Well, in all honesty, with the inflation the way it is, you have to create other forms of revenue.
So this is actually quite a store, isn't it?
Yeah, we got it. It's funny. It's 10,000 square foot. We're up against 150,000 square foot monsters, but we got to be efficient with what we got. That's what we said. We got to be efficient with what we got.
I can see it.
We got good product, and we got honestly the best crew in the world. We got
So
the best
how do you
crew.
do against the big stores? How do you do?
You know, I'm very proud because every year we've been up, except for the last 3 years because of this inflation.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you said. The prices are up, but our sales are down. So we've had to get super creative in how we use our space to try to.
Prices go up and yet your sales are down.
Yeah. So it's been brutal just to try to. Thankfully, I have a great crew, great staff. My family, we work
How long
together.
has this been open?
We've been in business 25 years.
Wow.
We bought it. This store where you're standing there has been a grocery store since 1929.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
It's pretty crazy.
I hope the press got the crowd outside. Did you see the people? Did you see the number of people?
I mean, I've never seen.
I
a
wish
crowd-
they reported it. If the press were honest, they reported. But the
We've had
number of
crazy.
people out there,
Crazy.
you know, we come to an area that's a beautiful, to me, I love this way of.
Trump doing stuff like this, I think is just absolute doom for the Kamala campaign.
And how's it going? Here, it's gonna go down a little bit. Just went down $100.
Thank you so much.
We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody.
God bless you.
Beautiful. They're your kids? Yep.
Yeah, they are. 3 boys.
Perfecto. Perfecto. Bye, everybody.
Hey, President Trump, I'd like to do just one more person. A couple more people. Thank you.
pretty decent. I try my best.
You'll appreciate this. Family business. He started the whole thing. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. Taught me everything.
It's a real store. I know stores. This is a good store.
My brother Doug.
Awesome, right? Awesome. And this is one of the ladies that he actually handed some money to. Check it out.
$100. Well, that somebody is that person there, screen left right now. Joining us, those grateful Pennsylvania parents, Jenny and Brian Kantz. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Jenny, tell us a little bit about that. So, your cousin owns that store, and
Yes.
the Trump team called up and said, "Hey, we would like to have a family at the checkout." Is that right?
Yes.
And what else did they tell you?
Not much other than we were hoping to opportunity to meet him, and the fact that he handed us $100 was a complete surprise, and it was a great experience.
Brian, how did you feel about that?
It was a pretty neat experience. I got to shake his hand. He was very personable. So, yeah, really neat experience.
How much was the bill, and how has the the rise in prices affected you and your family and your 3 kids?
The total bill was $194 and some change, and the inflation on groceries has definitely affected us. I remember I think it was late 2022 or early 2023, I remember coming home from the grocery store and telling him, I don't even know how to budget for groceries anymore, because it's like every time I go to the store, they just go up and up and up. And that paired with the rising cost of energy, fuel for our vehicles, it just means that we watch a little bit more closely what we spend.
Jenny, as I've been going back and forth to Pennsylvania, I realize that you guys are quite private people. You just go, you work, and you go home. You don't really like sharing your political perspectives. But as you talk with your friends out there that are experiencing the same thing, what are they telling you that they may not be telling these pollsters out there?
Just that, a lot of the moms I know, we've gotten a little bit more creative with how we cook to reduce our costs. We home make a lot of foods. We actually have a group, me and a couple of girlfriends have a group that we share recipes. And that's one way that also a couple of us have picked up little, we're stay-at-home moms, we picked up little side jobs just to kind of pay for those extra things.
Right.
Yeah, Brian, sorry, Steve, you want to go ahead?
Well, I was just going to say, I bet you make bigger meals now, so you have the leftovers, so you can stretch the meal that way.
Oh, yeah.
Jenny, I got a question for you. So the former president hands you $100. The inclination with a lot of people would be like, well, Donald Trump just gave me that. I want to keep it, as a souvenir. But it's $100 and your bill is $200. So for a second, did you think, I'm going to keep this rather than give it to the cashier?
Oh, I'm going to frame it.
Yeah.
So do you have the bill?
I do.
Let's see.
Smart woman. Hey, listen, smart woman. Hey, I got this from Trump. I got this from Uncle Trump. Yeah, that's getting put in the frame. It's $100. Yeah, it definitely sucks. A little bit, but hey, this came from Uncle Trump. I'm putting it in the frame. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll scrape some pennies together out the couch or go cut some grass or something, right, to make back that $100. But that's getting put in a frame for sure. Because after this next 4 years and further down the line when we get to look back on history, I think history will remember the Don, Uncle Trump, very fondly. And that framed $100 bill will be worth a lot more than $100, simply because of who it came from. So yeah, I'm definitely framing that $100. I ain't spending it. Like no, right in the pocket, right in the pocket. Okay. Matter of fact, let me get that video of him, handing it to me too. Make sure y'all give me that clip. So if anybody ever questions it in the past, right? Is it true that Trump gave you $100? Hey, here's the video. But yeah, absolutely. I think Trump doing this is going to absolutely spell doom for the Harris campaign. And he doesn't have to do this, right? Because the Gallup poll, I just saw something earlier. I didn't save it. Let me see if I could just pull it up really quickly. But Gallup has Trump actually winning the popular vote by like 2%. And if that happens, if Trump wins the popular vote by 2%, that is an absolute slaughter electorally. Not actually, not physically, okay? I want to make that clear. But electorally, that is going to be just devastating. Absolutely devastating. Based on Gallup's poll here, it says Trump is on track to win the popular vote by 2.5 points. That's an early effing election night. Yeah. I mean, that is absolute doom for Kamala right there. Absolute doom. 2.5 points right there. 2.5 points. That is, could you imagine? Man, we got to get this done, y'all. We have to get this. Can we get a 2.5 point to 3 point popular vote win? Can we do that? Can we do that, y'all? Please. If you do it for nobody else, do it for me, because I want to see a landslide. I want to see Trump win 3. Let's see. What would that be? That would be probably. Hold on, let me add this up. Okay, that would be 328 to 328 to 210. I want to see that put up on the Electoral College map. That's what I want to see. This is the map that I want to see. I mean, I'll take this too, right? If we can get that, great. But I want to see 320 plus to 215 or less. Can y'all do that for me? Just please. Don't make me get on my knees and beg, okay? But please, can we do that? Can we do it? Tell a friend to tell a friend to take a friend. Show them these videos, share them, like them, comment for the algorithm so they get sent out to more people. We're so close. We just got to finish strong. Let's finish strong, okay? Make sure you're still getting involved. Make that a goal, right? Make it a goal to get involved in some way, shape, or fashion. Working at a polling location, getting in contact with somebody like Scott Pressler, TPUSA, door knocking, whatever, phone calling. Make it a goal to get involved in some way, shape, or fashion. As always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.